Well, hello there, welcome to Pringle Racing, and today we're in the Crew Motorfest and we're actually going to look at the replay tool. Now the replay tool in this game, I would say currently, from what I'm aware of, is probably the best tool available in any motorsports game. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of flaws to it, but it's still the best one out there, and I'm hoping other racing games will use this type of feature and expand on it. So I wanted to go through and show you how it works, because I was looking through the internet trying to work out how to use this tool, and it's not a straightforward thing at all, and I couldn't find anywhere that explains it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a clip and I'm going to show you how I use this. Now there are a couple of limitations with this replay tool. One of them is that you can only capture 5 minutes. The second of them, which is really annoying, when I'm doing this game I wanted it in daylight, but because of the rotating 24-hour clock mode, I had to wait every an hour to capture the right moment, and then the other part was it crashed. But all we're going to do is we're just going to capture 5 minutes of racing around. So I'll do about 3 or 4. So as we ride the Ducati Diavel, which is my second favourite bike now after the Rocket, okay, I'm just going to drive into town with the sun blazing. Okay, I mean this is a fun game, and like I mentioned before, the bikes handling on this game aren't that good, but when you've got these big bikes, the big back wheel monsters, they actually handle quite well. They don't lean as much, and it feels quite nice to play with actually, this bike, so I quite like this. So I'm just going to shoot around, get a couple of scenes in there, clip the corner. It is an arcade game, it's not realistic, because I'd be killed by now, my bike would have been ruined. Okay, so we're just going to ride into town, try and get some cool shots, and then we're going to replay it back and then try and make it more dynamic by setting different cameras to capture the angle that I want at that particular spot. There's a little jump here, so we'll hit this jump. Let's get that. Woohoo! That should look quite good. Didn't hit anything. I'll miss the car. Excellent. When you hit the car here, nothing happens, which is a bit of a shame. So what we'll do is we'll now cut through the streets. We'll do some side street action through here now. Cut here to the right. Also smash through some furniture. Excellent. I think there's is there a car park around here? Hold on. Oh yes, there is. Look at that. Excellent. So we go up through the car park. We'll go onto the roof. So I'm just doing this, and at the moment the crew is capturing all this, and then when we put the replay tool on, we will show you how it works. So we're going to jump off the road. Woohoo! Learn that perfectly. Let's do a donut. For extra drama. I'm trying to make this as cool as possible, so when we play it back it looks like a mini movie. That's the plan. We'll cut back through the streets, up some steps. Just trying to drive all over the place. I think there's another jump over here somewhere. We'll end up at the science block or somewhere, or the exhibition centre, wherever it is. Let's go down here. Whoa. If I cut it to the right, I think... no, I need to turn right here. Turn right here. Nope, not there. Turn right here, and I should be another jump if I'm right through the street. Here we go. Oh, perfect! Look at that. Looks like I know what I'm doing. Now I love this game, by the way. There's flaws to this game as well. In fact, there's not any of the bike games I don't not like playing. Yeah, but I don't mind the flaws. It's an arcade game. It's fun. I want this bike in Ride 6. But there you go, I've reached my destination. Okay, so what we do now is you press your keypad to the left. And what that does is that triggers your photo mode. Okay, so it gets the photo mode, so I can now go around and take a picture of a bike. But if you look down on the control there, I have to press my right controller down to activate the video player. So if I push that down, the replay tool now kicks in. Right, and it jumps back to a certain part. You've got basically your video tool at the bottom, and I can move it back and forth. And for some reason when I did this, it jumped various parts, but I can move my video to where I want it here on the screen. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So let's go back to the beginning bit where I was starting here. So I was starting at this particular point, and that's where we're going to play our clip. So once you've got to your starting spot, press square and it opens up the video editor. And you'll notice there's a load of video shots of all different camera angles where you've already got them, where it automatically self-generates it. But we're going to create our own list, so we're going to hold the option button key down and it clears out all these key frames. So all those cameras are going to be wiped out. So we're now going to choose every camera that we want. So if I press square, it will create a keyframe. So now I've got one camera, and now I get to choose what do I want that camera to be, and it's giving me different types. So I'm choosing it's a custom camera. I want it to be free, which means I can choose it to just float wherever I place the camera, it will stay, or I can get it that will always stay focused on Pringle, right? In this case, I'm going to keep it free, but it does follow Pringle 72, okay? So I can now choose the way I want. So once you've chose the setting, if I close that window, I can now move the camera into that free position. So I'm going to move it back round to get a good focus of the back wheel, focus on the bike, because I'm more interested in the bike here. So I can set the frame back, get it into position I want it to do. And once I'm happy with the position, I just press X to play. And that will now play this clip in that position. Okay, so as I press X, the camera starts to play. Now, as soon as I want it to change, I'll press the X button to pause it. So as you'll see, the camera stays in this position, following Pringle. We go round, and if I press X now, it will pause it, and now I can create another keyframe by pressing the square button. So I press the square button, another keyframe comes in. Now I'm going to hit the highway here, so I'm going to change the view from the camera mode to helicopter mode. And I can, now I've got that, I've got different settings, so I can zoom in close, I can change the preset options. So you've got close up, I can zoom out to make it a distant shot. Okay, it doesn't zoom back and forth between the two, so I'm going to keep it looking at Pringle so it stays with us, but you can see I can zoom right out or zoom back in. So I'm going to zoom a bit close into there. I'm happy with that, so I will now press X to play it. It will now play from the helicopter view, so now helicopter follows this through. Okay, now while I'm ready to pause, go to the next camera, I press X to pause it. Now we're going to get some close cars here, so why don't we go back to helmet camera view. So if I go back here, I can go back not to custom, but I can go to in-game mode. And you've got follow one, and I've got the hood, which is the handlebars. So let's keep it on the handlebar moment, press X, and press play again, and away we go. So we've now got this view. Now we're going to go down this side road here. Right, okay, so what we do is when we go to this corner, we're going to hit that corner. Now this one, we're going to do a stationary camera, like a spectator watching it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get where I want the camera to be. So we're going to go in here, press X, we'll put another keyframe in, but this time we're going to do custom, right? It's going to be free, and it's not looking at Pringle, right? Which means it's just wherever the camera is placed. So what I'm going to do now is move this camera away from myself, yep. And what this does is this will fix the camera looking in that direction. Now we know the bike is going to come around that corner. So I'm going to position it so we can see the action as like, oh my god, all the rocks come around as we smash it in. So just like someone just stood there watching it, like, oh my god, dramatic angle as we come through. So we play that. As it goes forward, it crashes through. Now that's too far away. So we can use our keypad to jump back, and I can zoom in closer. Yeah. And we play it again. And we play it through. So it comes round, smashes it. So it gives you that look of action that's come through. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah. Now the bike's left the view, yeah, so I can maybe go even closer. I can zoom in even closer. Let's get one more go. Let's have a look. Comes round, bike comes in, smashes it through, boom. That's quite handy. Right, so then what I can do now is put another keyframe in because then the bike's gone. So I can change it round to look at Pringle. Yeah, I'm going to get it to follow Pringle, but it's a custom view, which means I can rearrange the camera now to where I want it to appear. And basically you go through this process of where you want it to go. So I've got this angle here. Am I happy with that? I can move the camera around. So where do you want it? So that's going to be here, following it from front view, slightly at an angle. Okay, and if I press X, that will then follow the version through. We come round the bend, keeping that angle there. But I can have any angle that I want. Press another keyframe. Right, so this time I'm going to keep it on Pringle, but this time I'm going to go back to look at the back wheel. You can really get some quite cool effects, right? And then we'll play this all back. So I guess you can change the height of the camera where you want it. It is quite impressive. But there is no guides on this, by the way. You just have to work it out. They don't give you like a little tutorial how to do it. Well, I didn't come across one. So I've now got the bike coming down the road, but now I can't see the jump up ahead, so I probably want to move it to this side. So we'll put another keyframe in. Okay, so we're now moving along, we're bobbing along. We can see now the jump up ahead behind us. We can see it's going to do that. So what we'll do now is we'll do a spectator view. So what I'll do is create another keyframe. This one's not going to be follow Pringle. We're going to make this custom. Yeah. Switch that to big so it's not following me, because what we'll do here is, in fact no, if it stays with me it'll be free frame and I can just move it. So I close it. Now what you have to do is you have to close the frame before I want the position where I want the camera to be. So I've got to move it all over here. So I'm pretending I'm an actual individual looking this person right through. Right, so let's twist this round. So there's this guy. I'm going, what's going on here? Bike bombing through. And I'm going to place the camera there, press X to play, and that sets it. So the camera now plays. And it goes forward. Oops, nope. Now that's following me, so the camera stays back. I don't want it to follow me. So you'll see there it's following back, it's moving back. So I need to change that setting. So where I've got follow Pringle, no, switch that off, it's free. I knew I'd done that wrong. Okay, so it's going to look at Pringle, so it'll watch me go through, but it will stay stationary. So it's going to look at me, but stay stationary to me. So now when I play that, it goes up and like, whoa, he's jumped it. Press pause again. Square button for keyframe. Yeah. So create another frame in there as he's jumped up in the air, and then we'll have it from the other view. So I can now go move the camera, close the window. So you get the frame. This is what you always forget to do. Set the setting, close the window, and then move the frame. Yeah. Now, because it's focused on me, as I go past, you'll see it automatically twist. Hey! It will always stay focused because it say look at Pringle. And I can come down. I want to look like I'm a civilian seeing this bloke going, well, he's a crazy dude. Right, I don't want him to run me over or kill me. I'll do him across the side of the road. So let's have a look at that. Oh, that's woof! Right, another keyframe there. I'm no Spielberg, by the way, but I'm giving it another go. So we'll look at follow Pringle. So this is going to follow Pringle now. So I'm going to move this slightly here. So we're on this side of the screen. Let's give that view. Right, let's give that. Press X. So he lands, spins round. And then we now drive. Right. Because we're going to turn left, I probably want to bring the camera round, so another square frame, bring the camera back down so we can see the curve going around the bend. So now the bike goes round, so we get to see the street, which is cool. Now probably change the camera the other side. I'm almost a professional. Right, so swing the camera round. Now I can see the street, so we get to see the street. Cut through, which is quite cool. Now we're going to go inside a building, which is going to get quite tricky, so it can get a bit blurred. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch it to handlebar mode, I think. So I'm going to put another keyframe in again. I hope this is all following and makes sense. Let me know if you're finding this this is good at all. But I want to be able to try and probably play around with this and try and create some cool, dynamic scenes of a bike. Now, if you're playing in a crew, you could have two of you chase each other and try and make some sort of race. So I'm now going to do it through a handlebars, which looks quite good, so it doesn't jump. Because if you do a camera and the wall's in the way, it does jump a little bit, so it's not too bad. So that's quite good. Okay, now I'm going to do something here quite cool. As I jump off the roof, I'm going to do it from a passing by. So stop that. A passing by person is going to look at this on the street. So let's do this to a custom. Let's look at keep it free. So what I want to do here is I want to look at Pringle. So I'm the other side now. The bike's ahead of me. So I am going to go off the edge there. So I need to look at the street. So I'm looking at Pringle, but it's free. So let's keep through. Now the downside is you can't save this. So if you exit out by accident, you lose all your camera work, it's gone. Let me just say, oh dear, the swearing will occur. Now let's see how looks that go. I'm looking like a person just going, what the hell's happened? So I can position it, press X to play it. So that'll come off the thing as he jumps off the street. So it should land right in front of us. Makes it quite dramatic. The bike's going to go into a donut and then should follow off the street. Let's see how that looks. So press X, drive around. Not really that dramatic, it's too far away. We want it up close. Tom Cruise wouldn't be impressed with that shot, would he? He'd want that redone. So we may have to change the camera, zoom in a little bit. So if you press the arrow back, you can go back into it. Now I can readjust the camera again. Get closer to the street and the action. Right, let's move it so I'm closer. I want to be low on the pavement. Let's see if that's a bit better. Okay, so it comes in, that lands right in front of me. Now that's looking good, that's more like it. Oh yeah, okay, that looks quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. Right, so pause it again, press the square button, which gives me a new frame. Now I can go back to where I want it. So like following Pringle, the camera's going to be, it's going custom. So I can now move the camera back. And let's sell that back wheel, because that back wheel on the Diavel is awesome. So that's quite good. Probably too low, because I probably might need to try to make it so we're looking like low on the ground, coming through. We're going the other side so we can't see where we're going, so I'm going to put another change. I'm going to change the camera to the other angle. So I'm quite happy with that. If I go to, yeah, still custom, because we're going to go up the street here. I think I want to see that, go up the street. Nope. See, that didn't work. So you can go back a frame, raise the camera back up, press play again, and that should set it. That goes back up, nice. It comes back down, can't see it, so camera the other side. Again, want to see the bike, make sure the camera's in shot, so getting it right. And every time you press, basically the play is like the actual setting. Now, have anyone got any other tips, by the way, that you know about this tool? Because I've only been playing around with trying to work out how to use it. So there may be some better tips available for you on this one. Like I say, it's been out a while, this game. It's been out a couple of years, and I haven't really seen anyone go to town and create some really cool footage. So if anyone's done any cool clips, give me a link. I'll do a playback and review it and see what I can do. Because, like I say, I'm no film producer, but I would probably like to give this a bit more of a go. I believe Steep did this first. So this was the tool that Steep brought across. And again, I never used it in there to create the video. And it's like, yeah, do you know what? I should really try and play around with this. So we've got the jump coming up here now. So do I want to come back, following in on the bike, create another frame? Let's build that in. I've got the custom view. What am I going for? I think we're going to look at Pringle, stay with Pringle all the way. Okay, let's keep it side on. Let's look at there. I want to be able to see the jump up ahead. That's quite good, that's good. Right, let's play that. So there we go, we can see the bike coming. Brilliant, as it jumps up, boom, boom, boom. Right, now let's take that and let's look at its side view. So you'll just play, and when you want the frame. Now you can delete the thing by pressing square, just to delete the keyframe if you want to move it. So I want a side profile of the bike. Look at that, looking quite cool. Follow Pringle though, but stay with Pringle so the camera will move with it. So if I do follow Pringle, it will stay with it. Otherwise, the camera will just twist and rotate. So if it looks at Pringle, it will stay there. But if I do follow, it will stay side by side with the bike. So as I play that now, it will land with the bike and stay with it, going up the street. Now I'm going to come down through on the street here, so I might as well now do a custom one where it's fixed like a person's watching. So if I do free, not look at Pringle, but it's still following Pringle. So it's going to stay looking at Pringle. But let's say I'm a person looking at the person ride down, and then I should see it rotate round by the side of me as I park. Right, let's give that a look. So we come round, it drives round onto the scene. Boom. It's just going to go out of sight, so I'm going to change the camera view again. Still keep it free. Yeah. So I press my keyframe. Let me know if you think this is any good. Let me know if you've got this. You can see it. Hopefully my instructions have been clear. You've seen what I'm doing anyway. I'm pressing the square button. It's just playing around with the different settings. You get the menu up, you must close the menu and then press play. That virtually is like your set. And that there is our video. So all we've got to do now is we just got to play it backwards and go back to the beginning. Okay, and if you notice back here, I haven't done anything with this frame. This is what I did earlier. So I can use my arrow keys to jump to the frame. But be careful, when you jump back to the key frame, if you rearrange the camera, that will reset it. Okay, so I'm just going to check it if it's okay. Because I've just tweaked it. So if I just press play, just see it all works through. Okay, so that seems to work. Yeah, I think that's the same. That's the same angle as I had before. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I can get rid of the menu, go back to the keyframe, and we can play it. So this is now my replay video, which I can capture. Probably want some Mission Impossible music. Dun, dun, dun. Look at the back wheel of that bike. It looks awesome. And then I told you I've ridden one of those, and they are as good as they look. It was flipping great. Come on, Tom Cruise, eat your heart out. Now, if you've got your friend with you racing along as well, side by side, doing like some sort of chase, you can get quite a cool effect. Now, you remember the crash scene? Let's have a look at how this works. Now, the camera angle didn't work too well there. I need to tweak that. That didn't work. I got the wrong angle there. So, but you can go back and edit the frame and tweak that. So that's something we need to look at. Everything else seems okay at the moment. Coming through, turns around, camera should pan to the other side. So as it goes across, now we can see the jump up ahead. As we come up, we should see the person's view. Come through, person comes up, looks at us, watches, goes, off he goes. Woohoo! And he's going to land on my head. Go. We'll turn to the left, camera pans to the other side. Sometimes you get a bit of a flicker, so we might need to adjust that, to jump back and forth a little bit there. Like I say, it's not perfect. It still needs a little bit of fine tuning. But how cool is this? Come on. Now let's think if you were doing that with a race. If I recorded a MotoGP 25 race and I wanted dynamic races between different people crash. I think it would be quite interesting. You're going back between the riders. And then you can save that and play back the whole thing. That works quite well. Hey, you're not bad with a little donut there. Is that moving? Go to the other side because we can't see where we're going. Up the steel like that. Look at that. It works really well. Right, so have you played the replay tool? Let me know. What do you think of it? Have you done any clips? Let me know. Send me a link what you've done. I'll have a look at those. Definitely want to see. You can see there, it needs some more workout. This just give you an idea how it works. Did you find my instructions clear? I'm hoping it was okay. Don't worry, by the way, I'm going to get back to some serious racing. I've got Moto 2 now. I've done my Moto 3 final. And also let me know if you're liking my shorts. Have I got too many shorts out? Do I have a little breather of those? I don't know. I tend to keep chucking those. We've got the big jump, the big finale. Dun, dun, dun. Side profile. Boom. There we go. Coming over. As we drive down, person watches it land. I don't think that's too bad. Yeah? Let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think? Do you hate it? Do you think it's horrendous? Do you rather wish you just have the standard ones? I like the fact that we can customize it. Now all we need to do is re-edit that scene where we crash into the wall. So what I'm going to do is I've gone back to the beginning. I'm just going to get my editor tool back, my video editor back tool, and I'm use my keypad to jump to that particular scene. Where was the wall crash? There was the wall crash. See, now that looks okay. Why does that work now? Just going to recheck it. It says custom view. It definitely lost it, didn't it? Alright, it says custom. It's all fixed on there. It says look at Pringle. Maybe keep it on Pringle. Maybe it's changed. That's why it's changed off the screen. Right. It looked good, but it was way to the left when it went off. So I don't know why if it got forgotten. Like I say, never perfect. Right, should we try and play that? See how that goes? Let's give it a quick replay. I'm going to jump to that moment. I'm going to take the turtle button off. Let's have a look. Let's see if it's down better. So we come through here. Right, so it comes down through the screen here. That was the handlebar view. Yeah, that's better. I can edit that back into the video. Well, there you go. That's the video editing tool. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think it's quite cool? Do you think it's good? Do you want editing tools like this within your bike games if you were doing this in Ride 6? Because Ride 6 does look beautiful. So what do you think of it? Do you think it's clumsy? You hate it? Let me know. Put your comments down below. Cheers for watching, guys. And I've got some actual racing clips coming very shortly. So I've got some Moto 2 clips coming. And I've also got some V-Rider. So take care, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Cheers. Bye.